In the background, you're going to hear my dehumidifier going. And so, to bring some realistic character to the reading of this post, that's what's just going to happen. I'm not turning it off. It's hot. I live in the dirty South. It's humid in May, and it ain't going to do nothing but get hotter. Dimensions: pleasure, arousal, and dominance, meshing of the physical and spiritual being. What is an experiential emotional dimension? How does one feel or engage arousal? When does one become aware of pleasure? The dimensions. Without full resolve, those are the questions noted in the margins of the scholarship I've been reading. Their words, not mine. Pleasure, arousal, dominance. Mehrabian and Russell revisited. I probably butchered that name, but we move. This is the paper I picked up to find a diving board into theorizing visual eroticism. I'm curious about putting into catalog what makes myself arrive at classifying visual input as erotic. In their research, pleasure, arousal, and dominance, it's not spoken about explicitly in terms of sex or the biology of sex or even the psychology of sexual behavior. Their lens is on the assessment of the experience of one's physical environment and its perceived qualities. Their review falls in the realm of environmental psychology, an academic study that labels words like pleasure, arousal, and dominance as emotional dimensions, which was the perfect splash into my imagination and affection for impact. Sex sells or sell sex. With pole, as with lots of performance or entertainment mediums, exaggeration or emphasis, not in the negative sense, is how one projects a posture, attitude, or makes a statement. Particularly with the body, I've seen this ring so true with the ways sexiness, sexual desire, sex appeal, sexual liberation, sensuality is portrayed when prompted to express it, to such a point that it is not a reenactment of a memory or a stretch of the imagination, but more so it becomes an emotive expression that can feel like a dramatized character or feigned persona, which for me, at that point, it becomes unsexy, especially when can't sell it to me. Often, emotional dimensions within expression take these contrived forms of what one think or feel is aesthetically pleasing, read beautiful, attractive, acceptable, or it takes this form that we think should initiate affection, moving someone to feel something that connects them to us. It's sort of how I think people often confuse embodiment with the act or stylization of sensitively emoting, smoothly succumbing, or this cinematic depiction of pleasure. Wrong. The dimensions of pleasure, arousal, and dominance are not even inherently about ideals of emotional sensitivity, and they are sure not about sex, at least not in nature. Performances that are not staged. I mentioned to dancing and performing friends that I'm not really a performer. Although stage concepts do entertain my imagination from time to time, I've performed on stages and on screens in my lifetime with and without a pole. An ironic perspective to have when the name of my organizing body is Performance Temple. In this era, I'm a practitioner who likes to hone in on the performance being the output of my will and my body as a graphic to be visualized. Most of what shows up visually is an experimentation of, can I sculpt my body to make evident the phenomenon of learning and unveiling the intersecting dimensions of myself? Most days, if I think hard enough about it, there's this exponential trifecta of dimensions shaping reality. And making that visual is what I claim to be doing. If you see my ass on the internet via a video, it's a performance of the process. Or plainly put, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. There's a lot of revelations I'm arriving at when it comes to my body of work and the tentacle theory of visualizing eroticism. I'm thankful for a year that is answering questions. I don't have much that I can pen in words, but I do have screenshots of what my practice has been like over the last 30 days in both teaching and performing, and I'll share that this week. But first, something for you to meditate on, specifically at the end of your days in the darkness of night. And if you would read this instead of me reading it to you, and I hope that you find this impactful for you.